Many decades ago, motor racing's highest competition needed a name. They all agreed on formula, but what should follow? Some wanted the letter A. Others preferred international to reflect the journey around the globe. In the end, only one seemed to fit. They called it Formula One. Good evening and welcome back to your favourite thing about Sunday. This is the 74th running of the World Championship. Whether it's your first race or you've seen them all, we thank you for joining F1's longest season. And it all begins here, around 57 laps of Bahrain, 5.4 kilometres, 3.3 miles, 15 turns. There's not much in the way of elevation, but there's plenty of overtaking. This is often one of the greatest races of the year for side-by-side battles, and there's nothing to show you that like last year. Verstappen versus Leclerc, pass, repass, and repass again. Got us off to a thrilling start 1 year ago. And if we take you back even further, another phenomenal Grand Prix. Hamilton and Rosberg. Rosberg had the tyres, Hamilton had the racecraft. Another thrilling wheel-to-wheel battle. And Yuki Tsunoda and Lando Norris showed us that it is possible to go to the inside of turn number 10 and make a move. These are the tyres for today. The soft, the medium, and the hard, you will know. It's the C3, the C2, and the C1. Much improved C1 tyre, which is going to be asked a lot of by the teams. Let's take you through the grid for the opening Grand Prix of the year then, as we build up for the starting grid. Here it comes. Pierre Gasly begins live at Alpine from the back. He's next to Nick de Vries, making a full season Formula One debut. Oscar Piastri makes his debut from 18th. He's next to Kevin Magnussen, who is 10 places higher on last year's grid. It's an all-Williams row 8, with Sargent 1 millisecond short of joining his teammate in Q2. Yuki Tsunoda has scored on both previous visits here. He's going to have to raise a few places to do so again. Zhou Guanyu is next to him. Valtteri Bottas had a superb record around this circuit inside the top 6 of qualifying before. It's gone out the window. Lando Norris is next to him. Hulkenberg back in Formula One and back into the top 10. He's next to Esteban Ocon. Lance Stroll defying injury for his best ever start around this circuit. Lewis Hamilton on the other side of the coin, his worst ever start around this racetrack. Then comes George Russell in 6th, next to one of the stars of the weekend. Fernando Alonso threatening the podium. Sainz and Leclerc lock out the second row for Ferrari. And at the front of the field, the Red Bulls of Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen. And Formula One in 2023 is go. Poor getaway for Sergio Perez. They're very nearly making contact into turn number 1. Verstappen leads. Leclerc is up to second place. Sainz is going to battle with Sergio Perez. That's a way through. Lewis Hamilton getting past.
Contact between the Astons.
That's a whack. That's a whack on the right rear of Fernando.
Big opportunity now for Fernando Alonso, and George Russell knows it. He goes defensive, soaring left, soaring right. They're climbing the hill now, and it's Alonso who manages to keep hold of the position he won.
Alonso is surely going to be lining up Bottas for the pass here.
Alonso out of the wheel tracks and ahead of the Alfa Romeo. We saw Alonso get past Bottas last time around. That's the task ahead of George Russell.
These two aren't best buds, are they? This one should be fairly straightforward for Russell on the outside, but Bottas is fighting it all the way.
This is the battle for second place in the Grand Prix. This is Perez to the inside of turn number 1. Perez has the place, and it's a Red Bull 1-2.
Russell now coming in to cover off Stroll, and this could be pretty close because Stroll's done a good outlap. He's done the fastest middle sector of the entire race.
It'll be fairly tight for Russell. He knows it as well. Can Stroll go around the outside? That's the difference in the tyre temperature. And through goes Lance Stroll with the fastest lap of the race, and you can bet that these two are going to be aggressive out there. Oh, to the inside goes Fernando Alonso. All the time you have to leave a space.
Contact.
And that was so close. And it's Alonso behind Hamilton. What a strange moment at turn 4. Again, that wide line. As they go side by side, he's not going to try around the outside, but he is going to try the inside of turn 10.
Brilliant.
What a superb move from Fernando Alonso.
No.
But as I complete that sentence, Charles Leclerc is coming to a stop.
No, come on. What happened, guys? No power.
Charles Leclerc retires from the opening Grand Prix of the year. 2 retirements now. Ferrari's reliability problems strike once again, and it's not the start the Monegasque driver wanted. It's not the start that Fred Vasseur wanted, and it now means that Sainz and Alonso will scrap over the final podium place. Pierre Gasly took 9th position in the Grand Prix, sending it down to turn 1. Yuki Tsunoda on the fresh soft tyres in a brawl with Zhou Guanyu and his teammate as they climb the hill. When his teammate hit him at this corner, he would have thought that it was falling away from him. Oh, he's getting into the back of his rival as they go down the hill. Is he going to go to the outside, to the inside? The lockup is going to mean that they're basically parked up. But Fernando Alonso is onto the podium. 2 years later, he's heading to victory number 36. Max Verstappen dominates the Bahrain Grand Prix and takes victory at the season opener of 2023 with a superb drive to lead home a Red Bull 1-2. That has got to be a satisfying feeling for the Constructors' Champions of the world.
It looked a bit, of course, lonely out there, but there's still, of course, a lot of things to look at and fine-tune. But overall, of course, very happy to win here.
We didn't expect to be that competitive. I think we didn't expect to be in the podium, to be honest, in 2023. And we found out that we had the second best car in Bahrain.
Here's my first race. I'm pretty happy with it. You know, I achieved everything I wanted to today. I got a clean start, a good first lap, and from there just settled in and did my best to maintain good pace and make a few good overtakes. Worked on my pit stops, and everything went smoothly. So yeah, I think it was an awesome first day in the office, and I'm really looking forward to Saudi.
We had too many issues. We had an issue we had to manage the whole race, which is the reason we had to keep coming into the pits every few laps. So otherwise, felt okay. So that's it.
It was not our day today. You know, we are usually quite good on these operational things. You know, pit stopping, stopping at the right places. And these are things that we put a lot of effort on. So, yeah, I mean, everything went wrong today, for sure.
We had a good gap behind. I was managing the pace. Everything felt good. So it is a shame. But yeah, now I just hope we can look into it, understand what went wrong, and yeah, don't have this problem anymore.
Yeah, it was an electrical issue with the car. We're not 100% sure yet, but unfortunately it was terminal. So. Yep, short debut, but it was still nice to get back out there, do a first lap and be in a racing environment again. I think we were having a pretty reasonable race up until that point, so yeah, a shame, but it was nice to do the laps that I did anyway.